There's a common misconception in the web design and marketing world that all websites built on HubSpot look exactly the same. They're generic, templated, and lack creative flexibility. But actually, that couldn't be further from the truth. The limitations that come from any web design on HubSpot are generally down to the brand application built within the website itself and within the website design. How well is the brand unpacked and designed into a website? And also the development capabilities to actually turn a creative website design, something really unique, into essentially what is a coded website on a platform. And if you don't have those two things in place, sure, you can get generic looking websites, but that's no different from any other CMS. And in fact, you'll find that a lot of other websites on other CMSs do look quite similar too. So in this website, what I want to do is show you 10 examples of HubSpot websites that we've built that do look entirely different. They serve completely different markets and they use the brand and the website design in completely unique and different ways. What we also hear a lot of the time as well is that these websites all kind of look uniform in some of their user experience elements, like the menu is in the same position. Some other buttons and positioning of footers and things like that are all similar. And yes, this is completely true, and they might look familiar and similar, but that's because they're based off of user experience best practices. We don't want to provide unique and novel experiences to users to figure out how to use our website. So yes, there will be certain things that are rooted in user experience research and insights that are proven to help improve conversion rates and consumption of information on websites. So those elements will look the same, but what you'll see in these 10 examples is just how creative HubSpot websites can truly be and how they can look so different and use amazing creative elements throughout all of them. The first website I actually want to show you is our own at Blend. We've recently gone through a rebrand and we're really proud of how our website looks and how it reflects our brand as well. When you land on the homepage straight away, you can see this large value proposition here with a background image that reflects that truly as well. And this is quite a unique presentation of value proposition and imagery to back that up, especially for a service business where you often struggle to find the balance between imagery, photography, and also text as well. One really cool thing that I wanted to bring your attention to is some subtle animation used here in some social proof, but we have this show reel that showcases our work, and there's a really cool scrolling expansion animation here. And if you were to look at this as standard, you probably would think that website isn't built on HubSpot, because you often don't see this level of animation and creativity applied to HubSpot websites. But as I was saying before, actually the only limitation here is how creative you can be in your web design and branding process, and how good your developers are at building in functionality like this within the CMS itself. And even with this functionality, it's still so easy to edit and maintain. If you did want to see our development approach, you can talk to us, reach out, and we'll demo our own website for you, just so you can see how easy it is to edit and bring all of this to life. I've never had a website so easy to edit like this one. Coming down from the animated show reel there, you can see a lot of the creative work and the web design you see here is down to the brand that we've got. This is actually photography from our own business. This isn't stock photography. We've taken it ourselves. We've curated it to be in our brand style too. And it looks really creative and really unique. You wouldn't get this style of photography across another website. Our work is presented in really bold, clear, powerful ways. Other brand elements are pulled in throughout the whole website. We've got curved edges here instead of long, blocks of color being used. When we do have that kind of scenario, we can pull in background imagery to make it look a little bit more unique as well. We can pull in our reviews here from HubDB, which is awesome. Custom designed badges here look unique as well. Curved edges also add, a unique background to this section. And that's just the homepage. When we dive into some other pages, we also see that uniqueness in website design pulled through as well. Our work page, for example, shows a really cool layout here. It's not just a standard, 3x3 or 4x4 grid. We've got a kind of hero leading piece of work here. And then we varied the combination and width of our different work here just to add some visual intrigue. So we've got a 50-50, a full width, 75-25, and then we actually just go into a more uniform grid layout below that. But again, this is down to the creativity applied to this website design and then how it's actually developed and built with that. Instead of it just being a boring grid, we've added some unique element to it. And this is, just carries on throughout the whole website in how imagery is presented, how work is shown, everything like that. But I'll kind of leave our website there to show you some more examples. But just, one really cool example of animation here and really bold, creative ideas brought to life. The next website we have here is C.H.I Overhead Doors, and this is a garage door business, actually a huge manufacturer in the United States of commercial and residential garage doors and like security doors as well. And we went through a kind of brand refinement process of them, which ended up with this amazing website. And as you can see here, if we could just compare the layout of the Blend website to this website and the look and feel of them, they are entirely different. This uses a lot of high-end premium photography. We have some subtle movement here as we hover over the mouse. We've got these like tech grids that are brought in, and there's also some hand-drawn elements here which kind of nod back to their handcrafted manufacturing process, which is really cool. But yeah, lots of high-end premium photography being used throughout here. Again, we've got these lines that are brought in, these kind of hand-drawn notes which really nod back to their craft, which I absolutely love. Lot of photography here. Even just the layout, is very unique, very different. When we actually dive into the product pages, you'll see again that not a typical HubSpot website in the slightest. Actually, you probably just saw that from the navigation itself. When I hover over here, there's a completely custom mega menu here, so not using HubSpot standard menu. This is a global module that's being applied here in a custom way. Still, incredibly easy to edit and manage, but it's just a custom built menu basically. But this has been custom designed for their brand and for their users. We identify that their users want to browse by residential and commercial doors and even dealer options. So we apply those, and we're able to design it in a custom way that suits their brand and their audience, and also develop it with the capabilities that we have. So again, that's your real limitations there. When we have a look into some of this product information, we can actually see a similar e-commerce experience appear here. So we've got high-end photography, reviews being pulled through from a third-party integration, all of this information being entirely pulled by HubDB, which is really cool. This is updating on the fly using a HubDB table as we make our selections in there. One really cool thing as well is kind of this custom quote builder here. So this is a multi-step form, again, custom built in here, custom designed as well, with some really intuitive visual options to choose from. Again, the design of this is very unique, very bespoke to C.H.I and what they offer. And it's not, your typical SaaS website, your typical, service business website. It does really show you what's possible to look like a premium manufacturer, which is exactly what they are. So an awesome example there. Absolutely love the C.H.I website. One of my favorites. So the next website on the list is Transpoco, and this is a complete rebrand that we worked with, complete logo redesign, and complete, brand transformation. Ultimately, what you can see as soon as you land on here on their homepage, we're greeted with this amazing background hero image, which pulls in this light trail, and this is, again, just custom imagery in the background here. This light trail, which is actually from their logo, you can see this kind of swoosh element here, pulled into photography, into this homepage. And again, we've got a really clear value proposition here, which works again with their kind of background image in use here, whilst we're pulling in the brand elements too. We've got a little bit of animation with social proof here, but yeah, the high impact visual here is really what I wanted to kind of showcase. And we've got the light trail being pulled out in other areas of the website too. We're kind of having that brand recognition and consistency pulled through the rest of the website too. And even, just some subtle animation here in the stats being presented is quite cool and quite unique. The way that case studies are showcased here with some fantastic photography, and again, the light trail being pulled in. Even actually, when we go into one of these solutions pages and have a look at the overview, the way that this hero section is presented is actually even unique in itself. Typically, this would be positioned here in the background as opposed to actually elevated slightly in the front of the page. So again, just a unique way to present this content whilst at all times remaining consistent with user experience best practices, because we want to make sure this website is easy to navigate, easy to consume information, and ultimately easy to convert. But yeah, what's really cool here is how the logo is being used in different places as well. You can see that subtly in the background of the footer here. And whilst there might be some uniform user experience best practices being applied, the way that the brand is being used and the light trails are being added throughout the pages, and especially on this homepage image with the background image there, it's a really unique way to present this product and present the kind of situations that the product would find itself in. So yeah, a really cool application of the brand, and again, a really unique HubSpot website. Next up, we have Datel, and we work with Datel again on a complete brand transformation and really different website. Again, the Datel website is really modern, really clean, and really kind of well spaced out and well designed for readability. What we can see on the homepage here, we've got this custom illustration which we've animated, and this works essentially in tandem with the value propositions throughout the entire website here, really. So yeah, this is hand drawn, this illustration, and it's part of the brand that we designed for them and we transformed for them. And the thinking behind this was that they do have some good photography of their people that's used throughout the website, but also as a professional service business, they needed a way to identify themselves in a unique way aside from photography. And these illustrations have really been a way to encapsulate everything they do in an illustrated design, which has been really fun to work on. But what you can see here is just a really clean website design in itself. It uses their iconic red square here with loads of 40 years, 50 years history behind it, and pulled out as salient points used as CTAs here and button colors, all in making it really clear and easy to use. The mega menu is a really simple, easy to read, easy to digest menu here. We can click through to one of these pages and see what it's like. Again, we've got this animated illustration here. Might be loading a little bit slower because I'm screen sharing. As we move out, this is just a really clean, it's a really modern website, really easy to digest information and understand. And what you'll see, it's not similar in design to the websites that you've seen so far, because the brand is different, the way it's been applied is different, and it's a bespoke, creative website. One really cool thing here that I'll show as well is they have a customer microsite, which is really cool. Datel have a large customer base, and it's really important to them to recognize their customers and give them the best experience possible when they start working with them. So we designed and built this microsite, which kind of goes into a darker theme here. It uses the brand in a bit of a different way and showcases some information that's really important to onboarding, customer resources like training, and also if they want to add any add-ons to their current service as well. And it just gives a kind of VIP experience to their current customers. And again, it's just a different experience. You don't typically see microsites and main audience sites being used like that in a HubSpot platform setting. So a unique example of bringing in, custom animated illustrations here, bold typography, different examples of microsites, things like that. So really cool website there for Datel. The next website we have on the list is FT Technologies, and this was a website redesign and development done by us. They all are on this list, actually. What you can see here, again, a really different experience. We've got this background image, which works really well with their value proposition here, which is the world's toughest wind sensors, and it shows you exactly how they're being made and actually how they're being tested as well. You know, they are the world's toughest. They're showing them in different environments and different conditions, showcasing just how tough they actually are in, you know, these cold environments too. And it just showcases the product, which ultimately, as a manufacturing company, this is what they need to showcase, their product, which they're really proud of and will be selling ultimately to the users of this website. So a really cool example of using a hero video section here, unlike, you know, just an image with text or a background image. Yeah, it's a really cool application right there, which I think works actually fantastic, because we also kind of lift the navigation slightly inwards here. So again, you can see more of the video surrounding it. It's a bit more immersive. And as we scroll down the website, it's quite simple, it's quite intuitive, it's easy to understand, it's easy to consume information on this website. We do have some, you know, different toggled options here to look at imagery, which has been, you know, slightly edited here to give it this curve appeal. And then if we have a look at one of the product pages themselves, you can see how that's been presented. Again, what FT care about most here is getting across their credentials behind their product and showing it in the most easy to consume way possible. These are the things that their customers care about. They're presenting those as clearly in the best way possible for a clear user experience. Then we can dive into a bit more of the technical information below here and the true detail. But yeah, it's a really another great example of how website design can be applied to another manufacturer here in a really cool, unique way with this video especially. Next, we have Second Nature, which is a really fun, vibrant, energetic brand and website design. And this was, yeah, a website design and development done by us. They had the brand, needed it to be applied in a really bold, creative way. And you won't have another HubSpot website that looks like this because of the way that their brand is designed to be. What we can see here is the value proposition on the left, and we've actually submerged their video into a phone device here, which is how it will be used primarily by their users on a mobile phone. So we wanted to show it in that setting. We've got these cool curves as section dividers, which run throughout the whole website actually. Some toggles here which kind of have this spinning effect then on the options that they want to show there, which is, again, a unique way to actually show this. We could have just had toggles which then show the information below, but we've added this animation to actually make the wheel spin itself. Again, we've got these waves that come through the whole website, different colors. It's bold, it's bright, it's energetic. As you scroll throughout this whole website, you'll kind of get a similar experience. Let's head into one of these solutions pages. And again, we can see here, like, the photography is combined with the key benefits of the product, which is really cool. We've got these colorful kind of splodges behind the people that are being used there. Some cool color being added as underlines. And this scrolling effect, which is quite cool. As you scroll down, we'll change the image to reflect the message happening on the right here. More bold use of imagery as we scroll down. They've got a cool podcast as well, these guys. And I love the way that this is presented in itself. This is imagery they've created here, but, you know, even just the way that this is presented. And this just shows you the power of having the brand and being able to unpack the brand in a website design in order to get this totally unique look and feel from any other brand. And, you know, that's then reflected throughout everything you do ultimately, which is really cool to see. And yeah, a really like bright, energetic example of what's possible on HubSpot. Next up, we have Algorand, which is a blockchain, a crypto blockchain, which is a really cool use case actually for a HubSpot website. And immediately, I mean, wow, look at this video, which is so immersive and Just a really creative video which shows you use cases and experiences done on Algorand and the people behind it, and all of the capabilities that this blockchain network has. It's really cool, really funky. All of this data here is pulled entirely live as well. Uses an API to pull all of this information in, which our developers worked on with Algorand as well. So again, you're getting real-time statistics and credibility for the blockchain itself. And yeah, just absolutely love this video. It's so creative. And as we move on here, we start to unpack the brand a little bit into the website design, so we can see how it's being this kind of like technology grid behind is being applied to the brand as well. And we've got, their brand colors coming through in here, this green color, and also, their bold blue in the footer as well. And we can see the navigation as well looks slightly different compared to our other mega menus, because again, they're built to suit the audience itself. What's really cool about the Algorand website design as well is having dark mode. So when we hit dark mode here, we then get a lot of dark mode elements below. The entire website background will shift to dark. Let's go back to light here to show you the effect. Dark, light, dark, light. And yeah, the dark mode is really cool because typically we would say maybe avoid dark mode if your buyers aren't going to use it, but Algorand's audience are developers, and developers are renowned for using dark mode. All of their kind of visual code studios and things like that will be in dark mode, and they like to operate in dark mode on their devices a lot of the time. So it's a really clever way of acknowledging how their audience likes to use websites, how they like to consume content and read information, which is typically on a dark background. So yeah, a cool example of what can be done on a HubSpot website with the dark mode there, cool immersive video, and these automatically updating credentials below too. The next website on the list is Inshur, and this was a rebrand project by us, more of a kind of brand elevation, because they didn't want to change too much of the logo, but pretty much everything else. You land on this holding page actually when you visit Inshur initially, because it's really important that where you're from is selected, because it changes the information and the services you can actually receive from them. So firstly, we needed to put this into place, which again, you don't see on a lot of HubSpot websites, but it is entirely possible. And it's done so in a really well executed, clear, easy to do, easy to consume way. So I'll click on the UK because that's where I am. And what you can see here is, again, straight away, this is a really unique way to display photography and information, because they offer kind of motor insurance in different scenarios. What we've been able to do is actually pull out some image masks that you'd typically see in vehicles and things like that. So here we have a rear view mirror, which is actually then mirroring what you would see in this vehicle behind. So this mask is of a rear view mirror, and then you can actually see what's going on in the vehicle there. It's a real cool play to kind of showcase immediately, oh, okay, I am in the right place. I am looking for motor related insurance. This is showing me, happy people in a car in this case. And we can see these cool kind of branded circles being picked up throughout the website. Some custom iconography here being used throughout too. And yeah, lots of cool, vibrant colors in their brand, with this kind of purple and iconic yellow as well. One cool thing is the simple navigation. So they haven't overcomplicated anything with their navigation here. It's just a simple, easy to use navigation, because that's ultimately all they needed. The font color and the font itself is actually amazing on this website. It's really bold and stands out significantly. Buyers will typically just scan websites, so this is something you want to bear in mind as you're doing your website design, that headings in particular need to be really clear and easy to see. This is a custom built form ultimately, which directs you to the right place. So you can select how you want to get insurance really by going through this process. What's the main use for your vehicle? I deliver food. This is what you need to do. I'm a private. I drive a private hire. Then you can select, do you drive at Uber? No. Here's what you should do. So yeah, a cool way to kind of retrieve the right information for you in that scenario. And yeah, you can see the application of the brand. And as we head over to the corporate site here, you'll see how we switch it up again into this dark, distinctive area. So if you're a corporate company looking for insurance for all of your fleet of drivers, you might visit this area, and it's very distinctive from the driver's site, which is in this light mode, and you have the corporate side, which is distinctive as well. And again, that's all unpacked in the brand, it's all unpacked in the website design. And as long as you have the people in place to bring that to life, then you can have a really cool, distinctive HubSpot website. Website built on HubSpot, which is what Inshur have right here. Next up, we have Equiem, which is one of my favorite examples of a HubSpot website, and actually a SaaS website in general, because it just gets the basics absolutely right. From a design standpoint, this might look familiar to SaaS websites, but it's because it does use best practices from conversion rate experts when it comes to SaaS websites, how to present the product. Like, you don't just want to screenshot your user interface. It needs to look professional. You want to be pulling out key information here, key features, and putting them in branded scenarios too, which is what I love about this product UI imagery here. We've also been able to use this purple color in a gradient here on the text, which is unique as well. You don't see that very often. The Equiem logo, the Q here, is being pulled out in quite a unique way behind the hero image here to, again, reinforce that brand, create consistency as we go through. We got some big social proof going on there. Again, we see more examples of this amazing product imagery, which for any SaaS business, you want to be showcasing your product as much as possible and pulling out those key features that work throughout the website here. And that's exactly what we can see in this section as well. As we click on each of these benefits and use cases, we can actually see the product features work with that text on the left hand side here. So yeah, this is a really cool example of just how to present information clearly, concisely, and actually have a brand here. Like, again, this page, the dark background with the clear text works really well. We've got this quite immersive video which shows you a demo of the product as well. I won't play it all, but you can see what you'd expect there. It kind of shows you how the product's being used, and yeah, just a really clean website and a fantastic way to present any software. Should be a great example to anyone in that space. Last up, we have another dark website, and this is a true dark theme website which fits quite nicely with what Robin Radar do, which is radar systems for the military, for civil aviation, things like that. So they detect drones, they detect birds to prevent bird strikes or drone threats around airfields and other areas. And what we can see here is, again, like, this might seem like a more uniformed approach to website design because it uses user experience best practices, but actually, as the brand is unpacked and the way that photography is presented in this format is quite unique in its own way. So this image is obviously completely bespoke, showing what the products are capable of showcasing with these icons here, which are then reflected throughout the rest of the website. We've got bird detection, which is then shown here, drone detection, which is showcased over here. And as we dive throughout the rest of the website, we have these bold images presented in the background of the value propositions here. Lots of imagery being used. Product imagery kind of less prominent here because of the nature of the product, but as you actually dive in specifically to that product, we then get it presented in a more clear format in situ here, and then actually the benefits of it are presented clearly on each product page as well. So yeah, a bit of a different example here, but it showcases a dark version of a website and how that can really be brought to life on HubSpot too. Hopefully what I've been able to show you in this video is that not all websites built on HubSpot look the same. In fact, they can look very, very different. They can be incredibly unique and incredibly distinctive. It's all down to the strategy, the brand, the web design capabilities you have, and the development capabilities you have in order to bring those ideas and those designs to life, which isn't always an out of the box thing to do. You might need to apply some custom development to it, and if you have those capabilities whilst keeping the website easy to edit, then you should absolutely consider that for your website. So if you are considering HubSpot as a platform, whether you're in SaaS, e-commerce, manufacturing, tech, hopefully this has been able to showcase what's truly possible on the platform, which is incredible flexibility and creativity. Hopefully it squashes the misconception that HubSpot websites can't be creative, because they absolutely can. And these 10 websites in their own rights have been able to prove that, hopefully. And if you are interested in what we can do and how we've been able to create these websites, bring them to life, then head over to blendb2b.com. What we can do as well is all of these websites can be listed in the description below. So if you wanted to actually have a browse and see how they work, see how they function, see some other areas that I hadn't been able to get to in this video, then please do that. But yeah, I'd love to hear what you think of these websites too. And until next time, I will catch you all later.